Welcome to episode 2 of Wacky Wednesday, where we've decided to take a break from the Masters of Arabia tournament, from all our random map games and CS games and deathmatch games alike, and we are just here to have some fun and mess with our opponents. So in this game and this challenge for this time, it was to prush your opponent as efficiently as possible. And what does prush mean, I may hear you asking? Prushing is palisade rushing your opponent. So your main goal is to get your wood count up and run down to his base and wall him in to his base with as little room as possible. So he's just unable to absolutely just cannot do anything at all. And I had some really good submissions this week, but I was really sad. Nobody sent themselves a game in to me of them failing at this. I don't know whether that's just because everyone does not want to get seen screwing things up on a YouTube channel, but you know, that's half the fun of it here. So make sure to send in your screwed up attempts if you do make them. So it's really important to have. I like it. It adds a little bit extra to the games that I present. So, in the grey, playing as the Teutons, we have Savage Wizard. His opponent will be Aegis Cucking Frazee, which I managed to pronounce right instead of the other attempt that I made, which went horribly wrong. And he'll be playing as the Byzantines in this game. So, straight out, we know that Teutons won't be needing that much wood for their farms, so that means he should be able to palisade rush his opponent without losing too much on that. However, my general guess for the best of this probably would have been either the Celts or the Chinese. Celts just due to the fact they have that wood gathering bonus, which is really important when you start walling your opponent in, and Chinese just due to the fact they start off with extra villagers, so you're going to be there a little bit quicker. Of course, if you do think there's another civ that's more suited to this, like you could say Spanish, because they I think they build 20% faster, just off the top of my head. Koreans, because they get their automatic tower upgrades, so if you prush them and have them in that little space and manage to tower rush them in, well, that works too. So what are we seeing so far? We've seen that boar get lured in here, and lots of idle villagers actually up for cucking crazy right now. So we'll just stay here and watch Savage Wizard. And another thing is, with this tactic, it's really a big troll tactic right now. That's what this is. So when you do this to someone, I wouldn't expect them just to resign at the end of the game. I would expect you to have to chase them down for another 10 minutes after you've beaten them, just due to the fact they want to troll you back. So that's how it's going to be, and this of course is going to be the opening game, just due to the fact it was executed quite well. The opponent of course wasn't on a great level, but you know, that's not what this is about. It's about just messing with people and showing everyone else who's watching these tactics exist. Be scared, make sure you're scouting for them, because they do happen. And I have next week's challenge lined up as well right now, and I will be putting it at the end of the video, believe it or not. I'm just going to whack it straight there so you all know exactly what it is. I'll then post it on AOC Zone, and I'll probably post it on my Twitter account too. If you haven't followed my Twitter yet, actually follow that. I'm going to be posting some pretty funny stuff on that. And I'll probably just be doing... if I'm not putting a video up, I'll give you an explanation why. If I want to do some kind of event, I'll put it on there. If I'm doing a dual com with someone or ever doing a live event, I'll put it on there. And I won't be posting these on my YouTube channel anymore, just because I've got that Twitter there. I may as well use it. So let's have a look. Savage moving up at about the 8.5 minute mark, and he's going up now to try and wall his opponent. He's going in with 4 villagers, quite a few. If Aegis does not notice, and he's seen one bit of palisade go up, 2 and 3, maybe 4. So he hasn't really reacted yet either, which just shows me that he's not a real high level player. But the fact is still, it's here, it's getting done. And number 1, you can see that he SimCity'd it. So there we go. And more wall. Right now, cucking crazy should be starting to feel a little bit what's going on here. And if we unzoom this, well, undo the fog of war, we're going to be able to see straight away. This is a great prush. He's managed to see that his opponent isn't doing a lot, so he's just walling him in. I mean, why the hell not? If you go for it at this stage, just go for it. And that's the thing with Wacky Wednesday, exploit it. If you're up against someone who you think you can win against, exploit it and take the win and embarrass them. That's what this is for. This is the only time I'm ever going to say embarrass someone, but this is where to do it, because it's Wacky Wednesday, guys, and that's what we enjoy. So the Palisade Rush is going down quite well. And actually, while waiting here, I probably should have told this story before, but this is something interesting that actually happened with me and a friend a while ago, so I'm going to pull this down. And someone's at least, I know someone will get on me for animal cruelty for this, but I swear the cat was not harmed anyway. But we wanted to film something, right, and we needed a cat. So we took it with us in the car, and it was actually a ute, and it had one of those tarps on the back. Anyone from Australia know what I'm talking about. Other people from other countries, I don't know if you really have those kind of things. It's just like a big plastic stretchy tarp that just goes over the back. So we had this cat in there, right, and I don't know if you've ever taken a cat in a moving vehicle for its first time. It is not fun. Claws come straight out, and it was hanging off me literally like vertically off my arm, and it was just dug in so well. And naturally I pulled it off straight away, and it kind of jumped up, and then it sat on the steering wheel for a while, and then we pulled over because it was just too dangerous to be driving. So at this stage we came out and we were trying to figure out a way to take this cat out without hurting it anywhere or anything, because, you know, cats aren't bad. We like cats. We're not animal cruelty people. But we put it under the tarp in the back. Like, that's no problem. It wasn't a bumpy road. Nothing bad was going on. We weren't going fast, so nothing bad happened. And about 2 minutes later, we're driving along, and I was just watching everything and whatnot. Out of the back, I just see this cat jump out, and it's actually found a hole in the back of the tarp. It was probably only as big as the end of my thumb, and it managed to fit through there, and it pulled it open naturally with it. So we had to stop, get it, and this was where it was most amusing, in my opinion. What happened was we had this hole now, and we had nothing to fill it. In there we had an esky, which was a relatively small esky, probably like 30 centimeters by like 15, 20 centimeters, so fairly small. We had a boot, just one random boot, and some string. So the way we did it was we got the boot, shoved it in the hole, so that, like, the part that your foot goes into was face down. So we managed to do that. We then put the esky on top and rope around that and around the side, and the esky was holding the boot in. So that actually worked, believe it or not, and we got there and everything. Opened the back of the tarp and the cat was gone. No joke, it was gone. So we just did what we wanted to do without it, swore we would never work with animals again. And I think it was about 1 o'clock in the morning that night, once we'd made it back to his place, we were just chilling out, you know, just going over the footage that we'd taken. And there was just, the cat just jumped up on the windowsill. And no joke, we lost it about 20 minutes away. We were expecting it to find its way home, but we just weren't expecting that, and it scared the shit out of us. Literally. Well, not literally, that'd actually be really horrible. But you get what I mean. It's just one of those really random things that happen. I found it so amusing. It was so good. So let me speed this back up. We've seen most of it go down. So the brush has gone pretty well. Managed to wall him in pretty much the entire area. Berry bushes are now under cover of this tower, so is the main gold mine over here. Not a lot he's going to be able to do about it. The barracks, that's always a good plan, but the fact is he's got no resources to do anything with. We do see the blacksmith coming up on the front for wizard, which means of course he's going to be able to get some extra range on those towers, and the towers are going up around the perimeter like this, just killing this village off. At this point, Cucking Frozy has no idea what to do, which is fair enough. When you're a new player and you get hit with something like this, absolutely fair enough not to know what to do. So another tower goes up as well. They're not going to be able to defend off this. I think he knows it at this point. And at this point, I'd be saying, you know, I think I'm screwed. I'd resign here. But when you troll someone like this, and they don't like it, they will waste as much of your time as physically possible. And here we can see as well, just need to get his marker up here a bit. This villager looks like it will get away actually after double walling this section here. And patrolling, you're going to die, and dead villager. There we go. So, Savage Wizard continuing just to put the damage onto the section here. And I know there's going to be at least one person there who hates me Wacky in that crazy cat story, but I thought it was funny as hell, so that's just what I wanted to do. Again, just picking off all these villagers individually, and, you know, he's got no resources, because he can't get near his berry bushes, he can't get any from his farms, he has no wood income, has no gold income. He's got this tower over here, he's slowly taking down this wall, but still, he's lost too many villagers to be able to really do anything in this game. We do see the barracks now going up for Wizard, and if we swap over, we might actually be able to see Wizard is collecting. He has more than enough resources to be advancing right now, so I'm interested due to the fact he hasn't. So you can see straight away that it is not a really high-level game, but the fact is that people are doing this, they're sending to me. I love it. Doesn't matter what level you are. In fact, I would actually love to see some pros doing this to each other, but you know, it's probably not going to happen. So, I actually just love the fact that they've actually gone, yep, I'll send this in, I'll do it, I'll go for it. So there you go, guys. And a villager gets out here. Something really, really important. And it puts down a house immediately. Whether or not that's the best option, I know I might have probably come out here and tried to put a mill down, and then gone for these deer and actually got my villager production back up. But it looks like, you know, these villagers over here are happy farming. They're only getting shot at by, you know, minimal arrows, so they're pretty happy. And just judging by this, not a lot going on right now, honestly. I should have sped it up while I was talking about my cat story. But still, I'll try and think of something else funny to say in the next game, because they are all pretty long games. You can't expect games like this to be quick. The Persian Deuce was a very quick one, just because of the fact you just drop that town center down, and that'd be it. But Villager over here getting taken on by the Scout. We do see the market going up right now for Wizard, and he's actually going up in age as well. He has more than enough stone to build a castle, so I wouldn't be surprised if he uses all these villagers here to build a castle. And this villager here just getting out of there again. Very lucky villager there. And looks like the market will actually go down if he's not careful. This could suck, but the wall off again. Continuous section here. It looks like it got deleted off there, so we're all good. Castle age nearly there. But still, what I like to see, full wall off. He doesn't have any resources. He's got next to... Actually, let's check his population count. Ages. He currently has 6 population at 26 minutes into the game. Something is working. Now we can see a castle is going up right next to Crazy's town center. Something you never, ever want to see in any game. Doesn't matter what it is, but if a castle goes up next to your town center, you know you're in trouble. So this game is pretty much just highlighting everything I wanted to see. I wanted to see him get walled in with little resources as possible, or complete coverage on those resources, hence the tower in this situation, and then just continuing to just drive your advantage home, doing whatever the hell you feel like. Because all I said was you had to wall him in. I don't care where you go from there. That's up to you. And something I'll actually say while we're doing this as well, I'll get a little bit more information for you guys. I actually dual casted the Mr. Yo vs Viper round 6 game for Master of Arabia, which is awesome, and those will be going up as soon as possible. So I think there'll probably be one going up the day before this goes up, this will go up, and then the next 2 will go up. So that's pretty awesome. I hope you guys enjoy them. Of course, leave comments on what you think of that. What do you think of the dual cast? Because you know that needs to be done. Right now, we do have that villager count back up, but I don't think they're going to be able to do a lot. Right now, we have the knights coming in, because of course, knights are going to be able to pick off these villagers extremely easy, especially if they're only in one tower. We do see a wall go up here, but going to be no match at all for the battering ram. Monastery going up in your base, something you never want to see as well. It's kind of a taunt, really. And here come the battering rams. 3 rams already on it. These villagers are just going to get picked off by these castles. Knights, of course, as well. And I'd be surprised if these rams get taken down. And here come the knights to defend. And 1 down. 2, losing a ram there, actually. And going for 3. 1 more to deal with. And those rams are alive. And I would say this is a good game right now. Nothing at all that Crazy can do. But the fact is, like I've been saying this entire game, you got trolled. So, troll back. It's same thing on forums. Someone trolls you, you troll them back. Then you get a big ring of trolling that enters into a freaking pyramid quotes, and nobody likes that. I can't remember the actual name. I'm just going to call them pyramid quotes, but close enough for me. We do have a saboteur out. Well, not saboteurs, because petards, because we do know that saboteurs do so much extra damage. It's crazy. And any monks? We're going to see a monk, no conversions. Let's have a look. Monks actually being created right now. Rams going out of there for some interestingly strange reason. No idea why that ram hasn't got that tower yet, honestly. But monk being created here. What's it going to do? Monk. What are you going to do with that monk? Kill your knights, fair enough. And in goes the battering ram to kill... What are we killing with that? We are killing the mining camp. more monks being created right now. The wall off is still up and crazy. And there we go from crazy. Hurry up and kill me. I've got to go. Something you always love seeing in these games. It's absolutely freaking hilarious. Monks out here right now. We do see that this watchtower does have a fair amount of HP on it right now, but this ram here is going to be able to kill these guys off quite quickly. And here is a very interesting maneuver, using this ram to absorb damage and come down here and convert this tower. Now that is trolling back. So all these games are is just one big troll. Now we see there, Carking Crazy, you turd. Again, just funniness. I love games like this when there's just so much random stuff going on. 2 villagers left right now. 1 left. Is he going to go for the convert on it, or he's probably going to go for the convert just to troll back again, I reckon. Could explain why he's sending these knights away, and villagers staying there and palisading it in for some reason. So, like I said, the goal was there. It happened. The palisade wall was done. Towers were put up, restricted his resource count, and well, now it's just getting to epic trolling. It has been epic trolling for a while now, actually. And what he does, I actually have no idea what's going on right now. We can see the wall going up, villager trying to hack its way out. Not a lot it's going to be able to do right now. And defeated. Looks like he deleted that last villager off. So guys, that is game 1. This is what we want to see from people. We want to see some good palisade rushes. And I'll see you guys in game 2. Welcome to game 2. Something you should notice really quickly is it's not in widescreen. That's because it was played in 1.1, and I have no problem at all putting in people who have played it in different versions of the game, just because why the hell should I worry about it? And the thing is as well, it should run fairly quick, so we should be alright with it, but hell would you know, for some reason my computer absolutely hates running Age of Empires and Fraps at the same time, even though it's an absolute champion. But the fact is, it runs slowly, which, especially with Fraps running. If I took this off, I could probably have finished the game by now, but you know how this goes. So, we are in game 2, and the objective, of course, was a palisade rushing your opponent. In the blue, playing as the Chinese, we have KLRZ River, and his opponent will be KLRZ LED, also playing as Chinese, so it is going to be a Chinese war. And something I love about this is the fact that you go to your mates and you go, hey man, wanna have a game, you know, friendly game? I'm only gonna crush you and send it in and get it put on YouTube. And you know, and they're just like, oh shit, as soon as it's over. But it's fun. Nothing wrong. If anything, it should teach you not to lose games against friends. That's what it should teach you, straight off the bat. So, Chinese, like I said in the other video, probably one of the best civs I would have picked for doing this, just due to the fact you're going to be able to get that population up pretty quickly, even though the fact that you can't get that one villager started straight away, if you manage to get that sheep in at the start, you should be pretty much set. Lumber camp going up now, and another thing that's going to be really interesting is to note the timing that he moves forward with it, and it looks like he is already moving forward? Moving forward at 4 minutes 50. Only 2 villagers currently on wood. Now this is champion material. This is going for broke. This, guys, is the all-in of Age of Empires right now. This, my friends, is a cheese that we're about to see. And down goes the wall off. And now, there's something here I really want to show. This is brilliant. Cannot see the wall off whatsoever. But as soon as we turn that fog of war off, oh, look at that! Can't even see. Main gold. Boom. Can't get to it. All this area here. Can't get to it. This area here and this area here. Extremely easy to wall off. Could potentially as well wall off this forage bush. This is exactly what I wanted to see. Moving up straight away so quickly that your opponent has no idea how to counter it. And now if we check at River, he is doing quite well. He's still on 19 population, which for 8 minutes isn't too bad. You should be advancing up around 10-20 seconds from now if you're a good player, but that's not what our goal is here. Our goal is here is to mess with people. And as we know, in Dark Age, a villager can one-on-one a scout as long as it has loom, so there shouldn't be too much trouble here. However, bringing some extra guys in just to, you know, karate chop that scout to death, it's all good, because they did not have any noodles available, of course, to give the scout the allergic reaction that we always like to have. So coming in this back area here, going to be able to wall this section here off. Looks like he's going to go straight across here by the looks of it. Moving forward a bit more, yep, straight across there, so he should be alright. He is, however, walling his opponent off from this deer patch. Looks like we're about to see some villager combat, actually. And that villager managing to get out of there. And looks like this wall-off is going to have to wait right now. And killing his opponent's deer on the way out. You are cheeky. And using that hill advantage as well, actually. Potentially going to lose a few villagers here. More coming in to reinforce, of course. Attacking downhill, of course, going to get that bonus, no matter what unit it is. And it looks like this is going to be it for these villagers. Going back in. These two here being outwalled, they cannot get back into that base. Oh, are they going to get it? No. No, they are stuck outside now, which is something even more amusing. That he does not have the villagers he needs. We do see militia being produced at this point, just to try and stop the walling that's going on. But you know, 2 militia is not going to be enough, especially when you do not have any extra gold or any way of getting extra gold at this point. Because, like I said, if you do not have the resources inside your base and you're in Dark Age, it's not like you can build a market. So now we're seeing the double wall off on this side here, which is absolutely cool. However, he did miss this crucial part down over here, and he didn't even scout this. So this is where it's going to get dangerous. When this one villager gets out, you've invested so much of your resources into walling your opponent in. If you get attacked while you're doing this, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. And looks like he's coming just to check this area out now. And sees that villager. No, he doesn't. He did not notice that villager is out. This area here has been walled back up. And it's a completely successful wall. Apart from this one villager that got out and is making a barracks. That's right. If we look at the scores right now, River is definitely ahead. Just due to the fact he's got his opponent in such a bad situation right now. But the fact is, while he's been able to do that, LED has been able to get his economy up. It may have taken him forever to reach feudal age. In fact, if we swap over, he's only just getting there just due to the fact he's had to try and micro all these villages away. But the fact still is, this barracks is outside the wall off, which means one thing, and I'm going to click that relic for a bit, one thing, it means that there's a counterattack on the way. And of course, what do you do in this situation? Let's have a look at LED's idea. What do? You run up with that villager. You run back with that villager. Run across this section here, waiting to get that wood count up. And probably should transfer a few villagers from food right now. And this wall off here is looking pretty successful. Gonna probably take a few rams to bust through that in a good amount of time. But there we go. Stable is down. He has a lot of villagers on food, and I mean a lot. No access to gold, so he can't go archers. Of course, it could go a skirmisher mix, but the fact still is, he's going to have to get this stable up. He's going to have to get some scouts out, and once that happens, there's going to be a lot of trouble for River, because if we have a look at his base, he has nothing. He's got a bit of a wall off here using these houses, but apart from that, he has nothing. Tower going up on his opponent's wood, though, pretty smart move considering his walled in, going to force him to another location here. So pretty much all this area here now is going to be off limits. So he's either going to have to put down a lumber camp over here, or over on this side over here. And this area over here is just not nice for wood as well. If you look, there's a really small area there for him to gather, and tower could go up here quite easily as well. But if we look, 3 scouts on the way, another 2 there, but small population block, no real deal. Usually, if I was commentating, I'd be like, oh, what's going on? But this is Wacky Wednesday, we don't give a shit. So, we've got more and more scouts being created at this point. Lots in the queue there, 2 stables up, and I would say it's just about ready to move out and try and get some damage in. Lumber camp over here, and he might be able to cut his way to freedom soon as well. So that's something the River's going to have to look into as well. Maybe wall him off as he goes in. And a watchtower coming up over here, which is a very smart play from LED. It means that this section over here is going to be completely under his control, and there's nothing that River's going to be able to do about it. So here we go, forcing him off this section here, and now he has a chance to cut his way to freedom. And while that's happening, we have scouts running in for LED, going to be able to take out a lot of these villages. There we go, bang, 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 and this one over here going to go down. Need a barracks, yes, building that barracks. Keep in mind, of course, River has not built a barracks yet. All he has built for his offensive line has been palisade, villages, and towers. Something you don't see a lot of. So right now, I wouldn't be surprised at all if we're about to see some spearmen, mainly due to the fact that there's going to be so much stone, and a great wall off there, actually, for River. That was absolutely smashing. Got that wall off down just in time. Only 64 health on that house there. However, at this point, tower up over here is taking out some of these villages, which is important, keeping them off this area here, and that tower, of course, getting in the way with the drop-offs there. Spearmen, of course, moving in, going to be able to do some real damage to these scouts, because as we know about spearmen, they do have noodles on them, which means that they will be able to take out scouts, and of course, increase the damage with that allergic reaction they can. And right about now, I wouldn't be surprised if we see LED throw in the towel anytime soon. He only really has the ability to produce scouts, and when your opponent's got like 3 spearmen, that's scary enough to get rid of you. Honestly, that is scary enough. We do see the blacksmith going down over here, walling in all these resources around this area, just in case, of course. Potentially going to lose another villager over here, but looks like the lumber camp's going to be the one to cop it from those arrows. And villager over here, towering this section, no, walling this gold here, and LED still in here with more harassment. However, more spears are out for River. So again, not a lot LED is going to be able to do. So, just watching this, I'm pretty sure it's going to be obvious how the rest of this game is going to be played out right now. Not a lot that they're really going to be able to do at all. So, there's no point really just suggesting at this point that LED could do something, because at this point he's got no gold, his wood income is extremely low, all he's really got coming in well is food, and all he can produce with that is scouts, of course. Could potentially go for the market, but, you know, doesn't exactly have a lot of wood streaming in, so it's not really an option either. So at this point, I would say walling your opponent in like this, extremely viable tactic, definitely doable, and when you start putting more of these towers around the perimeter, you know it's going to be a good game. Chuck one more tower here. There'd pretty much be no wood available for his opponent to just collect at all, and more spears just doing the damage to these scouts and getting him in here quite well, honestly. Might be able to just get him gutted, but could get in. Nope. I thought he might have been going for the wood area over there, but that is not true. Again, just walling off as much as possible, which is great. Lots of spears in play right now. Currently nearly 30 minutes into the game, so LED does not want to give this up at all. Lots of villagers on gold right now. Could go for something like knights, wouldn't be surprised. However, he still has no stable or anything out right now. Could even go up to castle age, definitely an option. For River this is, of course LED does not have that ability at the moment. Scouts, of course, are going to be able to close the distance between these towers, which is good. And yeah, getting in there, so it looks like LED might actually be able to do some damage here. However, you know, stuff like this happens, and I wish I could speed this up even further, but fact is, this is as fast as it goes, which is absolutely, it's just not great. So Cision, sorry, if I pronounce your name right, if you watch this, if you can add in any kind of feature in Forgotten Empire that allows you to pick the game speed and just boost the hell out of it, I would love you. Like, forever. I'm not even kidding right now. Just because being stuck on this speed is just bogus. I hate it. And moving forward with spears right now, so his entire offensive force consists of spearmen. He does have a few left at his base. Just 1, 2, you know, 3, 4. Enough to make sure that these scouts can't do any real damage. But fact still remains, LED does have the score lead, but is not really in the lead. At this stage, more and more harassment coming in for LED, going to be able to just knock out a few of River's villages. That scout count is extremely high, considering they only have 2. They have all the upgrades on them. And River going up to Castle Age, finally getting that advantage there. Going to be able to start pumping out some knights if he wants to. These spearmen over here, looks like they found this little base over here, are going to be able to take this out fairly easily, even though they only really carry noodles. Spearmen over here, if they are micro correctly, should be able to take out all these scouts without too much trouble. Over here, however, looks like he's in a bit of trouble. Pikeman upgrade being done. We do see the camels out currently for river, which means he is going to have that bonus versus those scouts, because camels are absolutely great versus scouts. Of course, when they can keep up with them. But damage is absolutely great. More and more pikemen in this area over here, taking out more of these scouts, because of course pikemen do extremely well versus scouts, and this is living proof right here, exactly how well they do. This camel, and LED GGing it there, knows he's not going to be able to do anything more at this point. His opponent's got camels, he's got pikes, nothing he can do. So at this stage, it's looking like walling your opponent in like this is a completely viable tactic under the condition you can get there and get them walled off before they manage to secure that gold and before they can really do anything. So I'll see you guys in game 3. Usually, this is exactly where I put the fail game, but as I did say earlier, I didn't get one sent in. And I don't like that, because I hate showing games where everything works out just according to plan. So guys, make sure that if you do play one, and squeaky chair, probably hear that, but the fact is still, if you do try and do the Wacky Wednesday task and you do fail it, do not be ashamed at all to send it in. We only laugh at the people you're trying to do it against. So, in the blue, playing as the Mayans, we have Red Phil, and in the red, Wacken playing as the Byzantines. Our champion, of course, Red Phil in the blue, and Wacken not going to have any idea what's about to happen to him. Red Phil scouting out what he needs, he knows where his area is, he's got his wood, and all he really needs at this stage is his wood. He's going for the complete crush at this stage. Finds a boar, don't usually see boar out in the open. So you should be able to say about now your opponent should be around, say, this whole area. So, why not keep scouting around this area? So here we go, going for the scout, coming through. And he's about to find his opponent right here if he comes over this way a little bit more. And then we see the ball run off into the distance. But the fact is, we are going to see this scout run in here, find these berries, find the town center, know exactly what he wants. So, Red, you've done exactly what you need to do now. So the question is now, how long is it till you go forward? Are you going to go forward at an extremely early pace like we saw from Savage Wizard? Or are you going to hang back a little bit more, leave 2 villages on wood, and then go forward with absolutely everything you've got, and just go do or die at this stage? So, Red just chilling out around here, knows what he's doing, and here come the villagers, all villages that are on wood at this point, being moved up, only on 16 population, more villagers being sent to wood right now, another boar coming in, so you can see that he's not sacrificing his entire economy to do this, just most of it. So, there we go, going in, he's got loom, so he should be alright. Starting for that extra villager, of course, with mine, is going to definitely help you there. And here goes the wall off, and as I always say, let's see if Welcome can see it. You see there's a few villagers walk across here. So at this stage, he knows his opponent's either going really, really forward, or he could potentially be person douching him. Now, you see this bit of wall here go up, and naturally, that's something you not see all the time. So the question is, like, no matter how good a player you are, when something weird happens and catches you off guard, it's always a, what do I do now? Kind of thing. Like, nobody expects to be walled in like this. If you go into a game and ask someone, what's your strategy here, what are you expecting from your opponent, they will not say, I'm expecting him to come forward with about 6 or 7 villages and build a wall around my base so I can't do anything. Something that we don't see at all. So, as I have put with pretty much all of the games in the order as I set from the first game, you're pretty much going to see, I will put the longer game at the end, just due to the fact that, you know, it deserves to go at the end. It's the longest game, so why the hell not? Villagers currently getting picked off by Welcome, but right now, these villagers, essentially 4 running after 1 villager, that's a win. It means that, essentially, these are 4 idle villagers to Phil's 1, which is awesome. Eagle Warrior getting in on the combat too there, using that hill bonus to his best, and looks like he's going to get out of there. That Eagle Warrior should die off now pretty quickly, not managing to get the second kill on him, but Phil moving in with another big force of villagers right now, continuing this wall-off tactic. Right now, These villagers are again chasing this one here, and it looks like this time Phil has what he needs to be able to beat them up with those karate chops. So, Viper... Not Viper, why did I say Viper? I'm so used to casting Viper games. I know why I said Viper. I casted 3 of his games today. That explains it. So, Wackham continuing on here, losing this village. Looks like we are going to lose one more there. Scout should go down without too much trouble at this stage. Potentially going to lose this villager. No microing him out of the way. Is he going to get karate chopped to death? He's just going to survive with 2 health there. So, at this stage, this is a pretty good palisade rush, if I do be honest. He's double layered this side over here. He's starting to double layer this side here. All that Wackham has available to him right now is wood. That's right, all he's got is wood. He has no berries. He's out of boar, has 1 sheep there. So until he can get his farms up, which means he's going to have to devote all his villages to wood. Right now we can see that, you know, Phil's got his economy going on. He's got a few on berries, 3 farms down, he's happy. 1 on wood, you know, not too bad. And he's managing to gather his opponent's stone. So that's an extra in your face right there. These villagers over here, what are they going to do? They look like they have no idea what they are doing right now. And let's see, has he noticed he's been completely walled in? He has not noticed he's been completely walled in yet, actually. He doesn't know if he's been walled in on this section here. And naturally, that would be the first thing I'd be checking for. Because if you have a way out, you're in luck. But if you don't, you're in a lot of trouble. So currently, Barracks going down, and let's see, do we have either player going up? Phil not going up yet, Wackham going up, or Wackham. Of course, Wackham being the extremely awesome music festival, but still, Barracks coming out, and what are we going to see? Are we going to see a defensive tower up in this location? Yes, we are. Tower coming up there. These walls here are going to be the downfall of Phil in this section here, but of course, he can deal with that. You know, he can just move his villagers, because, you know, he has complete map control at this stage. He can pretty much just do whatever the hell he wants at this stage, as long as his opponent doesn't break out. He's pretty much safe. Lots of farms coming out for Wackham right now. However, his main focus will be this watchtower over here, so I wouldn't be surprised. You can see we're seeing quite a few idle villages around. You know, that's just due to the fact this is not a really well-known strategy. So when you approach it to do it, you know, there is going to be a few little idle things around. There's going to be a few things that you can't optimize. Of course, that's just going to be the way it is. More lumber camps going up here, because as we did see, he did sacrifice a lot of his lumberjacks to actually move forward quite early. Phil, are you going up yet? You are still in Dark Age. Very interesting. It means you're not going to be able to get any towers up. And over here, we see the exact same thing as we saw in the other game. That one villager that got away managed to get out and actually do some damage. I'm surprised he's gone the archery range, considering he actually has no gold income whatsoever. So all he's going to be able to make is skirmishes. But, you know, skirmishes can do reasonable damage to villagers. Of course, they only have that 2 damage. And, of course, villagers, once they get loom, they do have that 2 armor on the pierce. But the fact still remains they can shoot over walls that are less than 4 tiles long. But they can do that damage, which is really important. Phil only just going up now. We do see lots of trash units being pretty much piled in and headed Phil's way right now, actually. And that's the thing as well, playing as the Byzantines, you do get the ability to put those trash units out, which is really important. And he's going to stop and try and harass these villagers here. Don't think he even saw them. No, he did not. So what's going to be the plan of action here? Wackham. Wackham. Wackham, wackham. And there is those idle villages I was talking about, not being a very used strategy. You honestly don't know what you should be doing at this stage. Like, when you play a normal strategy, you should be like, alright, I need to be getting my gold up, because I need to be producing archers. But, right now, it's just not that easy. Mainly due to the fact, there's not a lot he has that he can do. Because he doesn't have a barracks up yet, unless he built one forward, which I missed, which I didn't. So, he's not going to be able to exactly defend off this rush. These skirmishers should be able to start hassling these villagers without too much trouble, just off the edge, but looks like they're not going to be. We see lots of stone being brought in for Phil right now. Lots and lots of stone. What do we have over here? We have villagers moving up again, going for this deer, or... No, just moving forward in general by the looks of it. These units over here are going to be able to do some significant damage here if they can stop this tower going up. Because this tower is going to be able to do a fair amount of damage. Of course, if these units do hang out around the base of it, not a lot it's going to be able to do. But when they're not, it's going to be able to do quite a lot of damage to these spears. especially considering they are running after this villager, which of course has Loom, which is the +1 armor, and they only do 3 damage. So it is going to take quite a while right now. So managing to deal with this just a little bit of harassment over here without too much trouble. We do see the towers going up for Phil around Wackham's base. I always say Wackham, I'm so used to saying that. But the fact still remains, there's a tower here, there's a tower here, no resources for you. The barracks finally going up, but it's going up forward. And we do have a small amount of gold income, so we are going to have a really small amount of income per minute right there for Wackham. But the fact still remains, he is completely towered. There's not a lot he's going to be able to do. Market actually up for Phil right now, and is Wackham going up to Castle Age? Yes, he is. Phil is not. So Wackham is going up to Castle Age, but I don't know what good that's going to do him. He's going to be able to get Knights out. He will be able to get a Siege Workshop out. But will he have enough gold for it really to matter? He's got this market over here. This tower has pretty much stopped all production over here. So if another tower goes up right there, not a lot they're going to be able to do about it. But still, if Wackham manages to get some rams out, he's actually going to be in a pretty good position. Because he's going to be able to take out this palisade wall very, very quickly. Going to be able to take out these towers without too much trouble. And there's just not a lot of damage that Phil will be able to do to those rams. Because, like I said, he's only got a barracks out right now. And trying to kill off that villager desperately there, because that is the thing that is making the big difference here. It is the only reason that Wackham's been able to build villagers outside his base. He's been able to collect gold, etc., etc. So if he manages to take that villager out, he's going to be on a quite good footing for himself. However, these men-at-arms are going to make a big difference to the fight here, because as we know, villagers do get absolutely owned by men-at-arms. And here a bit of villager-on-villager combat. Looks like we are seeing that cavalry archer come out there, which of course may be a bad option right now, because he really needs to get those rams out. And we're seeing a stable, have not seen a siege workshop still, which is really interesting. And these towers are still going up around his base. He's got nothing that he can do right now. He may have the score lead, but there is absolutely nothing he can do. Villager managing to survive there on 4 HP. Looks like Red Phil is moving out with a lot more villagers. Currently, this has been a completely villager combat game. It's been absolutely insane to watch, actually. Would have helped if it was Spanish and got that little Spanish upgrade that helps the villagers. I can't exactly remember it right now. But Knight's being produced, so he is getting that gold income, but it's due to the fact he's and right now he has no wood income either. So, judging by this, it's not looking good for Wackham at the moment. Even though all Phil has, if we actually swap over to Phil, I'll show you what he has in his military. So what do we have in your military? We have a blank tab. And that means he has nothing. So, if we look at his population, which is 48, 48 of that population is villagers. So, going up to Castle Age now, about normal, you know, 33-minute castle, nothing wrong with that. However, these knights over here are managing to starting to do some pretty serious damage. So this game is looking like it's going to be going into the long run, just due to the fact that Wackham's going to be able to take out these towers as soon as he wants to. His villagers here are in trouble. Town Center actually going down this gold over here. However, it looks like that one villager has been taken out, which is exactly not what Wackham needed. He needed to stay in this for as long as possible. He needed to be in it for the long run. These spears managed to take out these guys extremely quickly. And until this town center comes up, Wackham is just going to have no way at all he can get into it. Phil finally taking the score lead once he advances up to Castle Age. And what is going to be your plan right now, Phil? How are you going to continue on with this? Spearmen against cavalry archers, usually that ends in one particular way that we all know. But when cavalry archers aren't microed, you know how it's going to end. Are we going to see a siege workshop come up forward? No, we are not. We are seeing the forward archery range though. And what are we getting down here? It looks like there might be a bit of wall continued over here. Going to have to hurry though. That palisade will not be able to stick in there forever. 58 HP and stone-walled in. Damn it. And, oh, that knight actually thought he could get through there. That's just unlucky. That would be the worst hope. That would be getting crushed at that stage. Town center over here, looks like it's going to go down. Nothing you can really do about it, because that village has been killed off, and he can't really build anything. Knight, of course, going to try and push through this section over here. Definitely plausible, considering the fact that Phil doesn't really have any military out, and he can't cover this situation, or this area. But tower coming up in this palisade, trying to palisade wall this in, but, you know, trying to wall people's buildings, and while they've got military units there shooting spears and stabbing your villagers, it generally doesn't work. We do see the watchtower coming up over here. I don't know if it will get done quick enough. How fast can a knight kill a piece of palisade? I have no idea. Looks like that tower should come up just in time. We are seeing a little bit of palisade go down, just in case, of course. And there's the siege workshop. finally migrating into that, which is exactly what he needs right now. Be able to bust through these palisade walls, and he'll be able to take the fight to Phil. As we can see, Phil, he has absolutely nothing at his base. He's about to run out of stone here, and actually, does he have enough for a castle? He has enough for a castle. Surprised we haven't seen the offensive castle yet either, like, plonk it down, I don't know, like, there, right next to his town center, just like we saw in the last game. The first game, I believe that actually was with Savage Wizards, so I can remember you guys' names. And Mangonel out. Interesting choice. Probably going to take a lot less damage than the Ram, but that's a good choice too, I guess. Very good choice still. Any siege really, except the Scorpion, will get you out of this situation without too much hassle. Of course, it is going to be outranged by the towers, and it does still have that 6 pierce armor, but it's got nothing compared to the amount that a Ram has. And right now, it looks like he's going to be able to get out here, and here we go. Freedom, guys. Prison break. Come on, get out of here. And they are out. And gotta be careful not to kill any of his villagers here. Taking quite a bit of damage there, and just getting out of there on time. These villagers over here are making a break for freedom right now. If they can get a town center out, down over here, can get a lumber camp out, anything, it'll be able to help. Phil has so much wood available to him right now, I'm not even kidding. He's even got the double town center up, so he is not in any trouble whatsoever. Villager managed to walling itself in there. Very smart villager. Of course, we do see these villagers down over here, and what is going to be your goal? Are you going to put down a town center, or what are you going to put down? Archery range coming out over here, because you can't be bothered to train archers over here and bring them all the way down over here. It's just not worth it. So, town center, or what is your plan? Town center? Town center it is! So until Phil manages to take that out, we are seeing the double archery range come out as well as the eagle warrior. I believe that got killed off, so it must be a new one. And putting down another house over here, and pushing through this section over here. So, at this stage, it's looking like walling your opponent into me, it's a viable tactic. Of course, it does have a rely on a lot of things, an absolute lot of things. Number one being the fact they don't spot you coming forward. Number one being the fact, I think I started with number two, but number one being the fact they don't see you coming forward. Number two being the fact they don't see the wall and going down, so they don't know what's going on. And another tower going up again to force Welcome into this situation. He is not having a good day right now. Currently 45 minutes into this game, and he has got nothing he can do right now. And the Mangonel, of course, managing to push them out quite a bit, potentially going to lose 2 villagers here, and losing 1, keeping that one alive there with 2 HP. As we've seen, that's the second villager now we've seen stay alive with 2 HP. But tower going up over here, so not a lot he's going to be able to do right now. And at the moment, I wouldn't be surprised at all if we see the resign really soon, because he can't do anything with these buildings out here because he has no gold income. These villages all in here, he just does not have enough wood to rebuild those farms. And this town center over here, it's being harassed by archers. So, all in all, Welcome is pretty screwed. Just to say the least, of course. All that needs to happen is Phil needs to come in here, wipe this town center. A little bit more siege, could have done this. And of course, he could have finished this game so much earlier. Getting that siege workshop up and just running in here, maybe with like a mangonel or two, a few crossbows, things like that, could have been able to do a lot of damage. And there's that forward castle that I was talking about. Actually looks like it is not going to make it up. No, it currently is down by like 300, 400 hit points. Let's actually have a look at how close it is. What's its percentage? Percentage is 98, and he's not going to be able to get it up unless these villagers come forward here. So that sucks. That really, really sucks. But these villagers over here coming forward, looks like they are going to be sacrificing their lives to get this castle up. Of course, it's only going to take a few hits from the hammer to get it up at this stage. And looks like that Mangonel there got killed by something that I did not see. Looks like it's probably this tower, actually. And here we go, losing all these villagers in this direction here. Villager over here, forced to flee his hometown. These two over here, one over here, getting mauled to death by wolves. These buildings over here, not going to be a lot of help. This town center here, got really no one there. Looks like we do have the lumber camp coming up in this direction over here. The crossbows will be able to kill them off quite quickly. And this villager over here, going to get mauled to death by wolves as well. This one here, looks like he's going to one-shot that one there, get out of it. And working together. Good on them, and stab. Stab, karate chop, stab, low kick, dead. So, 2 villagers left here, no villagers left here. That's about it. That is about it. nothing left that Wacom can do at this stage. He is trying to get this lumber camp up over here. Very noble of him trying to continue at this stage. Red, of course, putting up a tower, well, an outpost. And I think he actually saw that, and I can't see the fog of war at this stage for some reason. Looks like he's probably got spies, and going to be able to kill off these villagers here. Looks like we are going to be seeing a little bit more villager combat. These ones over here getting killed off by these guys. We have more outposts coming up just because he wants to track down his opponent, just because he doesn't want to resign. Because, you know, trolling results in trolling. It's just an infinite loop that nobody likes. And seeing these villagers over here get picked off by these ones here with their little daggers and their karate chops and their kicks and, you know, doesn't really show a lot. And resign should be any minute now. Come on, take out this last villager over here. Come on, go for it, guys. He's really close. Villagers need an aggressive button at this stage. These ones over here, you can see that due to that outpost. And killing this one over here. Let's actually check the population. Wacom's currently on 6 population. That's all he has left. And it's about to go down to 5. 5. So killed one over here, getting mauled to death by wolves again. Losing that one. Losing this one. Where's his only villagers left? They're inside this town centre. And there's a good game from Wacom. So, all in all, it's been quite successful. I thought they are really long games. But, you know, this is exactly what I want to see. I want to see people get walled in. I want to see people get beaten, mainly due to the fact that they had been walled in. And that's exactly what I've seen in these 3 games today. So, what to take out of this? Walling your opponent in. Viable tactic. Yet again, just like the Persian douche. Very cheesy, but definitely doable. Number 2. Send me your failed games, please. I need at least one every time I decide to do this. It just makes it so much more amusing. 3. Next week's challenge. The interesting bit. So, what I'm doing with this is I'm trying to encourage tactics that aren't used a lot. And this one, like, it can kind of be tossed up between. But this is what it's going to be. I want you to play on an island map. Could be migration. Could be island, team island. Whatever it is, as long as it's islands. And most people go for the Grushan Islands. Your job is going to be to land them as soon as possible. That is, take villagers across to their island with a transport ship. And from there on, you can do whatever the hell you want, as long as it's not Grushing. You are not allowed to build an obsessive amount of galleys. Of course, you can build a few, just to like trick him into thinking he's going galleys, make him produce more galleys. But the main amount of combat has to be done on their island, using, I don't know, like scouts, knights, archers, towers, whatever you want, as long as it's not a galley rush. So, good luck, guys, and I hope I get enough recordings for another game. I'll see you guys soon, and there should be a lot of videos up. Catch us later.